Good evening, everyone. I've been already asked about a lot of my thoughts on the E3, but I'm gonna strictly leave this to the stuff that I actually know. The one big one I really wanted to know of was Tomb Raider, and I was not disappointed. Um, lighting's not it's ridiculous in here. Ah, too bright, too bright. Better. I'm not going to make this very long, but the reason is I'm still planning the last little bit, itty bitty bits of my wedding. It's this week, and I'm more giddy about that than anything else in E3 right now. Although there are a few things I have been curious about, but not that very much right now. I'm still trying to catch up on everything else, and I keep forgetting to finish my Pokemon playthrough. It's not even done yet. I gotta make more title cards for it and stuff like that. So let's get to business, shall we, folks? And there's still whatever. Yay! I can see myself. I don't care that I'm not wearing makeup right now. I just want to get this. I'm getting ready for bed and whatnot. Anyhow, let's just. I made notes. Almost 2 pages. I've noticed a few things that seem to like. Probably they didn't realize. Maybe they did and didn't realize, but they brought a few things back. For example, right as you go in and watch the video. Now, I chose the one from GameSpot because it shows everything from start to finish from what they showed right during the conference itself. So, the first thing you see is the flares. I remember those from the first games. That's classic. So, nice. Thanks for bringing them back, the flares. And I won't be surprised if it's going to be upgraded to, like, another type of, one of those, those lights that from the Tomb Raider game itself. I mean, not the game, but the Tomb Raider movie that they had used. Which I won't be surprised. Okay. Okay. Jonah's back, obviously, as we figured that out. And thanks to the, some of the screenshots that have been leaked over the last few months or year or so. Of course, he has quite the nice beard there, but I prefer my fiance's better. The storms, remember those from Yamatai? They seem to be back. I don't really think it's involving a queen or a king or something like that. I think by the looks of it, it's just Lara versus Mother Nature and everyone around her. So it's sort of like, it feels like a man versus wild idea or whichever. But as they're climbing the mountain, I started getting the idea and the impressions of 2 movies, but also the badass jump she did. Did she get her tips from Mario or something, or is it an homage to some of the big backflip double jumps that she easily done? That's what the one thing that it reminded me of. So the 2 movies that it reminded me of was the cliffhanger was starring Sylvester Stallone and including Avalanche, which I do not remember how long ago that was, but I know it was in the 90s. Double Axes, that's no surprise considering that wasn't leaked as well. But that's this badass idea. I did notice something else in the beginning, that she had 2 leg straps right onto her thighs. Could that mean that she has the double guns? Yes! But then later, yeah, they're gone. Those 2 straps are gone. I'm like, wow. Here we go again. So, it may be what I'm thinking of. They're making the idea of a Metroid Croft. What they did with like a Metrovania, or they're doing the same idea with her, with what they're gonna do. Not sure if that's a good idea, but it does seem a little lame to me. But then again, it does make sense in the story. One should make sense in the story-wise. But anyway, back to my notes. Of course, this is involving, from what we know, this is involving something, more... This is involving a mythical place in Russian lore. Now, I don't know very much about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make homage to, like, let's see here. Key points in Russian history. Before the Russian Revolution, the Anastasia conspiracy. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Talking about Rasputin and a lot of key figures in deep within Russian history. And not to mention Joseph Stalin and Vladimir... what's his last name again? I had it right. Lenin. Vladimir Lenin. The two guys that really made the Cold War start. Or... nah, not really, but at least the start of the what we know now as the KGB. I wouldn't be surprised if that's there. But it would make sense for, like, some people who do not believe that the Cold War is over. Like, descendants do not believe that the Cold War is over and Russia is still the USSR, which wouldn't surprise me. That's how I feel about. That's what I'm thinking. What is going to be the game? I wouldn't be surprised, but it still sounds addicting. I am looking forward to the game. Now, it's, from what I've been told, it's an Xbox exclusive. There is going to be a PlayStation 4, but that's only it's only a time difference. So, I'm not entirely sure how long of time difference it is, but we will know soon enough. But the difference between the two collector's editions, so I've noticed, is that there's an art book that goes with the PlayStation 4 version, and there's pretty much everything you want with the Xbox. But it does include, if I remember correctly, all of them include a new figure art Sky, I believe, of Lara Croft from the game cover. Now, I do have the jacket. I don't have the red one. I'm not sure if I really want the red one, considering I do look not that bad in red, but right now I'm more worried about the white outfit this week. So, I am going to plan on getting the Xbox One version of it. Collector's Edition, of course. Unless they come up with something else later on in the new year, which I won't be surprised. But I may not be able to afford it just yet. I might have to start putting money aside for it, because right now games are gotten a lot more expensive. They jumped up to $80+. So chances are the Collector's Edition is going to be closer to, let me think here. My guess would be $200. Because it costed me $100 even when I got the last Collector's Edition. And when the came out, but that was on the old Xbox 360. Now, this is going to be the Xbox One. So, I won't be surprised if it's over between $100 and $200 right now. But my main concern is right now financials. A lot of us Canadians and a lot of us all across the world cannot afford everything. And right now, the only way that some of us can afford stuff is basically putting on for resale. Now, it's not exactly fair for all the other people, but it's all that we can do for right now. But I still want to get the Collector's Edition. I might have to save up my money and keep on saving and whatnot for it. But hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, but one thing out of the door out the door first. I gotta add another ring. So, anyhow, that's my thoughts on the new Tomb Raider. I don't have any other thoughts on any other games except for, let me think here. My best friend and I were talking about the new Final Fantasy, well, not really new, the remake of Final Fantasy VII. John was talking about it last night, and from what it sounds, I've actually decided to look at it today, and I thought, I might want to play the original before I play that game. The reason is, it's actually, sure, it was the first technically the first 3D game of it, but there's a lot of people who would say it's a very emotional type of thing. I mean, everyone talks about the spoilers alert. One particular character getting killed by Sephiroth. Couldn't help it. But I have a feeling the remake may actually talk more about what was like the motivation. It'll be kind of weird hearing if the characters actually talk, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't really have much to say because it is it has a feel like Space Pirate Harlock. It has that feel a little bit to it, even though there's the big bad ass Buster Sword in there. So that's how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling about that. Other games I've seen, nothing too much to actually be hyped about. I mean, there's the new Nathan Drake game coming out in PlayStation 4. Now, we don't have a PlayStation 4 right now, so until then, I mean, we might as well just have the game ready in case we do get it, or borrow it from somebody or whatnot. But I doubt that's gonna ever happen, but we won't know until later. So that's all I have to say for right now. So yeah, I guess the next time you see me, I'll be a married woman. Later.